deal with airplane peanuts.
There was a girl that she seemed scared.
Yeah.
That's the one I wanted.
Oh. Are you having a panic attack? I think I am having one.
And as I'm doing it, she's crying more. I'm sorry. I'm a bad person. Is it bad already?
No.
No, it's like okay.
What does the machete
How
have to do
is
with
this
this?
tiptoeing?
One more? No. Stalker Patty's gonna...
I think she was wearing like a Hello Kitty shirt.
For kids, you can't put them in something called Hello Kitty.
This is
you
not
know?
a kid, man. This is an adult. Good. This is an adult. So don't say kid.
I'm glad
Fully grown woman, bro.
Good.
You get me?
Oh, it's all I get.
Bobby Lee has been under some fire recently as the target of numerous TikToks calling for his cancellation. The root of this drama all stems from a graphic story Bobby shared multiple times on multiple shows, including Opie and Anthony this past weekend and even his own show Tiger Belly. In the story, a young Bobby Lee is looking for a hooker in Tijuana when chaos and comedy ensue.
So, at the time I had 2 jokes in my act, and they would only work maybe 40%, 30% of the time. The first joke was, it's not as bad. It's like, I went on a date the other day. She seemed pretty young. She looked like Natalie Portman. Mm-hmm. Pause.
Puppy.
Yeah.
From the movie Professional, right?
Laugh.
It's a switch.
Yeah.
That's what that kind of joke is.
Dark.
Dark. The second one, wait for the second one. It's way worse. The other joke that I could only get work 20% of the time was my girlfriend's grandma died a couple of weeks ago. And last night we were making love and she burst into tears while we were making love. And I did what any good boyfriend would do. I power fucked her.
Yeah, 20%.
Yeah, 20%.
20%. That's a 20%.
It's a harsh joke. It's fucking terrible. And I took the Natalie Portman joke, that joke, I made up this Tijuana, story. And I look at her face and she's crying. Oh. So I feel bad. I'm a good guy, right? I feel bad. So I do what any good guy would do. I start power fucking her. What?
Bobby's doing a great job creating an opportunity for a joke here by saying a shocking, provocative statement up front and then following that up with a punchline. It's almost like Bobby did such a good job writing this joke, it matched perfectly with the persona he builds on stage as this eccentric wild card that would get naked and shit on your car, that everyone seems to forget this story's coming from a comedian behind a microphone who knows he's being filmed.
It was a tasteless, fucked up joke.
Yeah, because at the time when I said it, I literally didn't think anything of it. It was just like almost encouraged to say crazy shit. I never thought about it. When I listen to it now, it puts a chill down my spine. It's terrible. I've never done any of that shit because I'm not a weird dude in that way. I hate talking about myself, but I'm relatively just a nice kind of guy. But at the end of the day, the way I get out of it is like, I didn't do anything.
It's just not real.
Any real comedy fan could easily wrap their minds around why a comedian would make up an insanely vulgar, disgusting, crazy story to try to get laughs on a show. But it's important for us to remember that most of this outrage is coming from people like this.
One is one that I've been saying for a long time. Comedy, stand-up comedy is full of white supremacy and toxic masculine behavior. So as a stand-up comedian, if you don't subscribe to that, you're not gonna make it.
There was, however, one part of this video I found extremely disturbing, and honestly almost made me want to stop watching Bobby Lee content for the rest of my life.
I want to also give you guys an example of that, and I hate giving shit away. I was never molested by a guy with Down syndrome. It was a joke that I said on stage, right? And then I just started saying it, and people would laugh every time I would say it, and it just became a part of my origin story. You know what I mean?
Look, I know that there's a good portion of what these guys say on stage or on podcasts that's either extremely exaggerated or just made up completely. But man, never for a second did I question whether or not Bobby Lee was actually molested by a guy with Down syndrome.
When I was 9, I got molested by a guy with Down syndrome.
Don't laugh, Brandon.
I'm not laughing.
Why'd you laugh?
It's just...
That's fucking rude.
It's such a curveball.
I know. Can I just say something? I'm going to say it again, and if you smile, I'm going to leave.
Okay. But
No,
hold
I'm being
on.
real. If you smile,
All
I'm
right.
gonna fucking leave
Hold
because
on.
That really fucking broke me.
No. All right. Hold on.
All right, so
Give me a
I swear to
second.
fucking God, dude.
I know. Give me
I
a
will
second.
leave, Chin Chin. When I was 9 years old, every day for a summer, I was brutally molested by a guy with Down syndrome. I'm going to let it slide. That was pretty good.
I'm not smiling.
That was really good.
That's the most believable thing I've ever heard in my entire life, and honestly it makes me really sad that it never happened. But that doesn't mean it's not still possible.
This is going to be a hard story to tell, man. All right, how about this, though? If I say this story, if you think this is going to ruin me, will you cut it out?
Yes, I will.
You promise me?
Yes.
Why'd you roll your eyes, bro?
I didn't. I was looking around the room really fast.
Right.
Turns out a lot more of comedian's material might be made up than we previously thought, including the famous Tom Segura Pac-Man Jones story he told on his Netflix special Disgraceful back in 2018. Pac-Man Jones himself was asked about Tom's joke last week during his appearance on the Pat McAfee show, where he claimed the story never happened.
Definitely not true. I have seen the clip. It's a dope ass clip.
It's like Tom Segura has like kind of like the locker room passes or whatever, and it was right after a massive loss for the Bengals. It's Tom Segura and his friend. Is that right, AJ? Yeah, it's Tom Segura and his friend. His friend wanted to meet Pac-Man or something, or wanted an autograph from him, and Pac-Man's walking through the tunnel very pissed off, and Tom Segura's friend's like, hey, Pac-Man, like, great game. Can you sign like this shirt for me?
And then he's like, my dad love you.
Tell that motherfucker I appreciate him.
Not true, but it was pretty funny.
As a big fan of Tom Segura and the Cincinnati Bengals, I was really hoping that this one was true. I mean, what's next? We're gonna find out that Bert Kreischer didn't actually rob a train in Russia, or that Billy Conforto never drove into an embankment? Just kidding. Everything Theo Von says is definitely true. In the case of Bobby Lee, Tom Segura, Theo Von, and any other successful comedian who puts out thousands of hours of content, it's almost impossible to stay that entertaining without stretching the truth. Just like it's almost impossible to keep up with all your favorite comedians without subscribing to Joke World.